Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So today, if you followed the last video, we obviously stripped down the SR20 and found that the crank and the bearings were all good. Obviously I've snapped off the ARP bolts, which as you can see there, made a good job of that, all 8 of them, and that was my mistake because I didn't do them up, or they bottomed out basically. So we've had it, the new crank machined. Couldn't get the bolts out the other one, so we've had new crank machined, all polished up and ground. We've got new bearings, which are 0.25, and these are standard for the rods. A bit of lube, new thrust washers. Mark's kindly cut me a spacer so we can torque up the bolts as and when we get to that stage. So today's mission is to pop the engine together, get it all back together. Everybody else, all the family is at Santa Pod today, and they're all doing the door slammers. Obviously I'm building the engine ready for next week, which is main event, so follow along and see how we get on. Righto, so first step is that I've cleaned off all the surfaces all around here, made sure there's no bits that's fell in, cleaned up all the surfaces for the oil. Now I'm going to do plastic gauge. Now for those of you who maybe have never done it, this is the cheapest way to find out if your gap for your bearings is correct. So it comes in tiny little strips like that, and I've cut, don't know if you can see, a little piece for each main bearing, that one, and just laid it in the top. So what we do now is put the end caps on, tighten them down to torque, and then that squashes, and depending on what it squashes to, you measure it with this, and that tells you the gap. So let's go ahead and do that. Righto, so they've all been torqued down and then taken off again, and what you do is measure how wide, 0.05, barely 0.05, 0.05, 0.05, 0.05. So okay, so that's a bigger gap for high performance engines, so that's all within tolerance and allows for high boostage cars. Obviously this is fairly stock apart from the way it's been tuned, so that should be fine. Plenty of oil getting around the engine, so that should be good. So on to the next step, do the same with the rods. I won't show you that, and then yeah, it could all go back together. Okay, all bolted in, all torqued up, all the cradles in. Next thing is to put the oil pump on, which is going to be tricky. Trying to seal it down here, which is a problem on the head, but let's see how we go. So yeah, put all the bottom end together. Had a bit of a problem with rod 1 cap for some reason. I think I tightened it and it didn't go down straight, so I think I ruined the cap because it wouldn't slide on. So I managed to find another one because we've got SR parts everywhere and I've got a spare engine and whatnot, so I managed to find another cap, put that on, all sweet as a nut. So sealed it all, got the super damper back on, so just rock a cover and pop it back in tomorrow. So we'll be back and we'll get it in and fire it up. Happy days. Okay, new day. We're on our way to the workshop again. Today we're gonna, well, I'm gonna just finish off a few bits on the engine. Not a lot, a few little tiny bits to button up. Put the flex plate on the back for the 8 HP, and then mount it to the subframe and stick it in the car. So that's the plan for today. If we get it all connected up as well, then that'll be a bonus. And then hopefully tomorrow night, which will be Monday, we can get it all started and get ready for the main event. So time lapse on, well, I might do a time lapse. I'm also watching the door slammers, seeing how my brothers are getting on. Unfortunately, Lee spun a bearing yesterday, which is not great. Obviously that's knackered him up for the main event. He's not going to be ready for then. Mark's done well. He went through round 1 of the big bracket yesterday, won himself a little bit of money. Then it got rained off, so I hear. So yeah, today's a new day for them, so see how they get on today, and yeah, follow along. Another day done. Managed to get all the bits done on the engine and get it inside the car, as you could see on the time lapse. So yeah, it's all in position. So tomorrow night we'll stick the gearbox in and fire it up, hopefully. So all being well, stay tuned for that. Right, so we're back in the workshop. Put it all back together, put the gearbox in, the 8 HP, everything buttoned up, all the oils in, whatnot. But sadly, it wasn't meant to be. So that is how it's going to look, probably for the rest of the year. So I think it's time to forge the engine. Sadly, got a bit of a knock from the bottom end. Now I think I know what I did. You know, it is what it is. Can't, you know, it is what it is. You know, a little bit upset about it, but you know, that's racing, I suppose. So when I tightened down rod number 1, the bearings didn't seat properly. So after that, I couldn't get the cap on properly. So I found another cap. Got it on, put 2 new bearings in anyway, because they were slightly damaged. But I must have forgot something, or it might have damaged the crank slightly. I don't know, but I've got a knock anyway, so that's the end of that. So a lot of effort, a lot of money to get it all reground and whatnot. But there it is. It is what it is. So next thing on the list is to get this puppy here, which I bought as a spare many moons ago. We're going to get this one cleaned up. We'll get this board out. We'll get some forged pistons and rods. If anybody wants to come on board and help with the pricing of those, Wasner Pistons showed an interest a couple of years back. So maybe I can convince them to help me out with some rods and pistons, and we can get this puppy back on the road. So what I might be doing for the main event is racing this. So that will be fun. So to cheer me up, with a bit of luck, we can get through scrutineering. No reason why not. It's an 11-second car. And then, yeah, it should be fun. So have a watch on the weekend on the live stream. And yeah, just have a look at me trying to drive this beast. It's a 511 cubic inch Mopar. And it is an absolute animal. You might have seen Mark racing it. It does run into the 11s, quite, you know, 11.3 I think I run. But it's a manual, so it's what I'm used to be fair. So obviously me changing to auto wasn't meant to be, because that's why this thing is now buggered. So yeah, let's see what we can do with this big old beast. It is for sale. If anybody is interested in it, let me know. It is, I think, 27 grand, I think, which is a hell of a lot of car for not a lot of money. It has been sat here for a while. It does fire up. And then, yeah, have a watch of the live stream or come and see us at main event and see how we get on. See you later. Bye, bye, bye.